I was always in love with the idea of renovating an old church, but there weren't any old churches up here on the mountain, and the thought of potentially building one of my own had stuck with me for a while. So I started sketching it out, and well before I even thought that we would ever build a house, started sketching it out. The home evolved while it was being drawn, and ultimately turned into the church home that I would have loved to one day have renovated. And ever since we've moved in, since the project was finished 13 years ago, people have often said to me, wow, I love the renovations to the church. When I walk in through the front door, I look straight ahead and I can see the trees in the backyard. I can see the forest, and I'm reminded of where I am. Having a fireplace in the main living area where a number of people can sit around is ultra special. The property itself is called Ingle-Nook, and it was named well before I ever bought the property. And an Ingle-Nook is like a little room around a fire, and people used to gather in these tiny little rooms next to the fire with each other to get nice and warm, you know, way back in the olden days back in the UK. This particular fireplace though is designed to force heat out sideways. It's designed with particular angles in mind with the brickwork that's throughout it. And it means that everyone that sits around the fireplace here just gets a little bit of that warmth without feeling overly hot, which can often happen in front of a fireplace. My very favourite place to be is downstairs in the back room. We call it the pit. On the couch, looking up, seeing double stories, like the open space there. It still feels like a cuddle, but there's a sense of freedom that I feel down there, that I've got all this beautiful space around me. The idea of putting bedrooms under the main living area is really unusual for most homes. We find the benefit of having the bedrooms down there is that they're super cool during summertime, and during the winter time they retain their heat. When designing the house, I was super into sustainability. I was sort of really exploring all the concepts that might have to be considered in order to create a sustainable home. So I wanted to integrate 3 principles. The first one was materials preferably would be recycled, so repurposed. Secondly, that they were to be handmade. And thirdly, that they were to be local. So for example, the bricks are repurposed bricks. The doors, all of the windows, the beautiful carpentry of those are created by a Transylvanian carpenter in Kilsyth. Local and sustainable, the flooring upstairs is created from bamboo, which is the most sustainable flooring, timber flooring that's available. I love working from home from here because I can see out. I can see everything. I can see the weather. I can hear the birds. I can hear critters digging around my garden, such as echidnas. I can hear kangaroo and wallabies making noise out in the back. Here, I feel like I'm working in a far more natural environment to an environment where I would otherwise be working. I'm obsessed with being creative. I cannot spend a moment of my time without being in some kind of creative process. But the home here has come as far as we're taking it. It's really ripe and ready for someone to bring it to the next level. Whoever does buy here will have to get used to one thing, and that is every time someone new comes to the home, they will say, "Oh, I love your house."